Covering Atlanta sports like no one else can.
Because we actually cover the entire metro and beyond on an FM signal you can hear.
We are Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Do y'all understand that I played football 10 years in the NFL? So when I start talking like I'm talking, it's because I'm still in football mode, so back up off.
I don't understand it, bro.
No, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. You know, you gotta stay focused, man. That's all I'm saying.
Only from the mind
of Hugh Douglas.
Talking about staying focused, you know, college basketball is kind of crazy right about now. And, you know, in a couple weeks, we're going to start getting the tournament play. And, you know, to be honest, I really haven't been paying that much attention to it. So I have to start getting ready for it. So what I've done, I'm taking a crash course.
All right.
In college basketball.
Okay.
And, you know, with that being said, I got to go to the only person that know the most about college basketball. That's my man, DeShaun Tate. DeShaun, what's going on, my man?
What up, Hugh? John, what's going on?
And so, first of all, I want to ask, man, what is going on in college basketball? You just had Villanova lose to Xavier. What's going on in college basketball right now?
Yeah, it's just a lot of parity going on right now, man. I mean, you're so used to having some of these players that's going to teams like Kentucky and Kansas and Duke, and a lot of those players are still going there, those 5-star players, even 4-stars, but guys are kind of wanting to make their own little stamp and put their own little stamp on the program and kind of put, you know, their name in those books, their own stuff, in some of those record books. So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of those guys that kind of want to go other places, make a name for themselves, and just kind of be that person for that program that wants to knock those big name teams off.
You know, it's funny because, you know, like a diehard basketball, college football, college everything fan like John Fricke is, he's kind of freaking out a little bit because he likes the fact that in everything, that he likes to know what's going on. We don't really know what's going on in college basketball. So out of all the teams that you've seen play so far, who is the one or two teams that you look at that probably would be a sure bet as we get ready to start filling out our brackets?
It's really hard to say, especially like part of the reason why you just asked me the first time. But North Carolina, I think, is, even though they've had some part of their dry season, they kind of stumbled a little bit, especially against that game against Duke. I think that's where they probably learned the most valuable lesson, especially not only against a team like Duke, who is an in-state rival, but on top of that, who are expected to be the favorites, and we're right there in the driver's seat to win that game. I think they've learned their lesson. They're going to move forward, and they're probably going to end up being a Final Four team that hasn't been there since 2009. And the second team, and I'm not a biased guy, I promise, but I think that Michigan State is going to be that team that's going to at least get to the Final Four. But they've been looking like the Buffalo Bills lately, though, Hugh. They've been getting there, but they haven't been finishing.
You know what's funny? I saw them play against Ohio State Buckeyes a few weeks ago, and they beat the brakes off the Buckeyes. A couple days ago, they beat the brakes off the Buckeyes. But you know what's funny? I remember early in the season, hearing a lot about Ben Simmons. Matter of fact, my partner here, John Fricke, was high on the guy. Everybody, you couldn't say nothing wrong about Ben Simmons. Right. Hands down, first-round draft pick. Last couple weeks, as we get closer to this tournament play, a lot of people have been talking about the flaws in his game, and one of the flaws is his defense. Is LSU going to be a factor, or they're not going to even make the tournament? What's going on with LSU right now?
They're going to make the tournament. I think it's I think it's hard to say that to see LSU or Ben Simmons, for that matter, not being in the NCAA tournament. Now, I'm sure that won't automatically get them a shoe in, but I think that they can put together the pieces, especially with the main thing that's going to have to happen is during a year where the SEC is somewhat down. Florida usually has a much better team than they're showing. Kentucky being another one of those teams, they're down in comparison to previous years. This is where LSU can get things going at the right time in the conference tournament. If they're able to do that, have a good showing, and I think they've got enough wins under their belt to be able to make it.
I gotta tell you, I just got somebody in my ear. My bad, John, but you know, you got our squid over there. He got a little upset when you said something bad about Florida.
That's okay. That's okay. He knows I'm telling the truth. I promise.
Well, and at the moment, because I only see 3 SEC teams that are locks: Kentucky, A&M, and South Carolina. I think LSU is going to have to do something special here, like make a run to the finals here. Georgia and Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech's a lock for the NIT, but to get to the NCAA's, DeShaun, Tech's going to have to go on a serious run.
That's a good question. You think they got a chance? You think Tech has a chance to make a run to get in it?
Man, not now. I think they got to get to the tournament, don't they?
The consensus obviously is probably going to be no, okay? But I've learned some things in life. Still a young man, 32 years old almost. But one thing I won't do is I won't doubt. I will not doubt a team that's experienced with seniors who they rely upon for their production. I won't doubt a team whose back is up against the wall. And I won't doubt a coach who, if he doesn't go this year, there is a potential possibility that he may be cleaning out his office after the season. Ooh. And I won't, I obviously don't know that for a fact, but it is very likely in the situation that he's in, and Brian Gregory being the head coach. So with that being said, it looks like they're probably not going to, but they're going to have to be the team that's going to have to win the ACC tournament. And as crazy as that may sound, they have a chance. As long as you're in it, as long as you're playing for it, you have a legitimate chance.
Okay, DeShaun, so this weekend, I'm going to sit at home, and I'm going to start getting ready to start, just getting inundated to, March Madness. What game should I watch this weekend?
North Carolina and Virginia is going to be a really good one. It's been a couple years since Carolina has beaten Virginia, and Virginia has a really good team, very good team defensively, but they tend to struggle offensively. But that just goes to show, because they're the number 3 team in the nation, how they can really beat teams from a defensive strategy standpoint. How they can go about winning games in the simplest of ways. They're not very flashy. They're not some of the most athletic teams, but they have a front court that is very athletic. Play hard. You got guys that's going to, basically be workhorses every single day. You know exactly what you're going to get out of those guys. And Malcolm Brogdon is probably one of the biggest reasons why. He's actually from here, from this area, from GAC High School, won a state championship with them. He's a senior guard, big guy. I mean, it's just one of those things where they're just one of those teams that, basically senior led.
Cool. So that's the only game that I should watch this weekend. Any other ones?
I like, as crazy as this may sound, I like the Kentucky-Vandy game. Vandy had very high expectations for preseason. Some people had them top 15. It's Kentucky at Vanderbilt, which can always be a tough game for Kentucky, especially. Even though Kentucky's much better in comparison to where they were a year ago, or not as good as where they were a year ago, they still have some lapses, and they can still take another L. It could be against Vandy, who is absolutely starving for a win.
Hey, cool, man. Hey, I appreciate it. We got to bring you back, because I feel a lot smarter since I've talked to you today.
Hey, man, that's a good thing. That's always a great thing.
And I feel like I'm getting ready for the tourney. I'll be ready to fill out my bracket.
Man,
Thank you,
and me
Sean.
both.
You
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Appreciate it.